Hello, friends, benders and non-benders alike. Welcome to Braving the Elements, Nickelodeon's podcast about all things Avatarverse. I'm Janet Varney.
And I'm Dante Basco. And Varney, I can't help but notice you are wearing a lot of blue today. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure this is a coincidence, has nothing to do with the content of the episode we're doing today.
You could not be more wrong. I am wearing Water Tribe blue today to celebrate a mini Water Tribe reunion.
You can't just say that without giving everyone the full picture, Varney.
All right, okay, let's get into it.
And because we're here, wait for it.
Yes.
Wait for it. We're here with Jack De Sena and Mae Whitman.
What's up?
Oh.
Hello.
A lot of Water Tribe energy in the house. Also with Korra here. Oh, you guys Water Tribing it up crazy today.
Feeling pretty good about it.
It's really the tribe. I spilled something on the blue shirt I was wearing 30 minutes ago, so this is what we got.
Classic.
I have
blue
eyeliner on and blue nails.
Yes,
no
indeed. And you spilling
There we
water
go.
on, or you spilling any liquid on a blue shirt, Jack, feels like super on
Very,
brand. So,
Yes, I'm so excited to have you guys on the
I
show.
know.
Of course, it's always great to have Jack De Sena with us, and the whole Avatarverse has been
Mae.
just frothing at the mouth to have Mae Whitman on Braving the Elements. I can't go to anywhere. I can't go to a con. I can't go to a coffee shop. I can't run to anyone who's an Avatar
Yes.
person that
Same.
goes, when's Mae going to be on the podcast?
Yeah. With a worried face. When's Mae coming on?
I just like to stretch it out. It keeps me relevant. It's like, keep them
Building that
tense,
suspense.
keep them wanting it. You know, it's like, can't just give them what they want immediately. I got to kind of like, be like, you want it, you want it, you want it? Okay, I'm here,
It's worked out beautifully.
It's
It's true.
It's worked
I just
out
tell people
beautifully.
we don't talk anymore.
Aww.
You wish.
That shuts him up
totally
quick.
wish. In your dreams, bro. You'll never get rid of me.
It's true.
And
It's
just
true.
looking off into the distance, a single tear.
Just a single
No.
tear like she doesn't talk to me
No.
anymore.
After what happened.
After what happened.
Whew, so take that and run, everyone.
Tell everyone on the internet.
Everyone.
Tell everyone on the
Yeah.
internet about that.
But it's true, Mae, you're so beloved, obviously for far more than just for voicing Katara, but we are on a podcast
Right.
where we talk about what people love about Avatar.
It's true.
And gosh, you're real high up there.
You're right.
You did such an
Wow.
amazing job. It's beautiful. And you've also just been like a wonderful voice of support of, diversity in casting and in characters and in representation above and beyond like animation, but also just like who are the characters that we're following through television? Why are, can we follow people who are neurodivergent? Can we follow people who aren't perfect? Can we follow people who, I don't know. It's very cool to have you on. People love Mae Whitman. So
Thank you. That's really so nice. I really like to hear that. That sounds great. That feels great. It sounds great. It makes me feel very good about myself. I'm not good at taking compliments, but I will say it feels good and it is nice. And yeah, I mean, like, I think that's, for better or for worse, that's sort of been my thing is like, there's a lot I can't do, but I'm just going to be honest with you and do exactly what I can and be exactly who I am. And if it resonates with anyone, that's great. If not, I'll take a seat. That's fine. But so I'm just really lucky that, that I've managed to tap into certain people and, be working with certain people and finding these characters and these stories that are like fascinating to me and interesting and imperfect and flawed and different. And, just that's always been kind of my dream. I mean, it's like, it's really exciting to always be able to do something new and bring something new and sort of be on the forefront of kind of trying to expand, what the media sees and stuff.
absolutely.
I feel pretty lucky.
Absolutely. Well, this show counts as that, whether you
Totally.
guys knew it or not, even back
I don't
in the
think we
day.
did. Did we know anything?
Something new was
Let's
happening.
be honest, you
I
guys.
still don't know anything, and you definitely don't know anything. That's one thing I can say with confidence.
No, I mean, if I may, can I bring us back, you guys, to when we first started this show?
Take us back.
I'm going to take you back because I try to go back myself, and I often go, I don't know what we were doing. I know me and Mae were actually doing another show
Yes,
At
people
the-
do bring
It's
this
true.
up.
at the time. So me and Mae were doing Jake Long, the American Dragon. We were Jake and Rose, and we were a cool little ship, and we were doing all kinds of magical things. and then
It was cool.
and we weren't even done with the show. We started doing this new show. And we met, Jack was on there. I did tell Jack back in the day, I was like, I know Jack was coming from All That. So I was like, oh, they brought in like an All That dude. to
Like
be.
he's going to be too cool for
They
school.
brought like a
Sort of
Nickelodeon.
threatened.
They brought like a
Yeah,
Nickelodeon kid to be with us. Like
They were like, we need a surefire bet.
Yeah.
We can't risk it on these
Yeah.
two. We need
There we
somebody
go.
who can
We
swing
need
in and save the day.
an in-house person. We need an in-house guy to do this with us.
He'll also be our spy,
A mole.
and we'll tell.
We
Yeah,
need
exactly.
A mole.
He's,
Yeah,
he's the mole.
exactly.
Reporting back. How dare you, Jack? Shame on you.
I know.
I was like,
know.
I was the in-cast executive in charge. I was one of those types.
That was
Yeah.
your
Come on,
official
that way.
title, I think, on the credits.
Yeah. Very authoritative.
What was your memory? What did you think of the show when we first started? Did you? I mean, not that what it's gonna be, but like even what it was. Like what? Like it was so weird to me. Even when I started doing it, like this is strange. This show.
Well, remember all the stuff they did to like kind of set it up? There was so much like prep work. There was like they brought in like martial arts experts
Right.
and they were giving like seminars and they were like talking about like spirituality and about, I mean there was like so much that went into just the setup of it alone that I think was like equally informative and also confusing. We were like, what is this? What kind of cartoon is this? Because I'd never really like I've never really been a part of anything like
No.
that, you know? And so like it was kind of like, I mean, it was exciting and mysterious and intriguing, but honestly, yeah, what my memories are like mostly of just us. You just get to know people so well when you spend years with them every week, you
Right.
know, being these people and in this tiny little booth. I mean, Dante was really in a tiny booth. They had to
They had you in the
had to put him
ISO.
They
in a
like to
separate
segregate
area.
me sometimes.
Yeah,
Don't
he had
put
to
me
be
in
in the
that
separate
ISO.
area.
Usually you do that with two people who are going to talk over each other a lot. And Mae and I had all the scenes together and we're seated
Yeah.
right next to each other.
Yeah, wait,
talking
what?
over each other. And Dante had to sit
They were
by
like,
himself.
it's more important
Yes,
that we
with us.
keep Dante at bay.
And
in
we
this
would
little tiny
actually,
room.
May would send me pictures sometimes, and this is before iPhones on flip phones, and she would just
Yeah,
send me
These
once
blurry
every
little, like-
57 minutes. when they
pictures
could-
of me, like I'm in the booth, like, hey, what are you doing in there? Like, what do you think I'm doing in here? Nothing.
I will say you do kind of talk about this, and I do the same thing because one of the cool things about what we get to do for a living is that we are working with people from so many different walks of life and so many different ages and
Right.
backgrounds. And I do feel like all three of you were the same exact age
I felt like we
when
were
you
the
guys
same
were
age. Too.
recording.
I felt we were the same age also, but we weren't.
Jack,
Dante was like a 30-year-old motorcycle dude hanging out with some teens behind.
I'm still
The
confused.
7-Eleven
I
was-
still think we're the same
I was
age.
playing
I'm
a teenager
still-
forever, and I'm still playing a teenager
You
sometimes.
still got it.
You still
Yeah.
got it. That's a good
And,
thing.
Yeah, but I've known May since she was like 12.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean-
like barely 12 even.
Barely 12. Like I feel like the
Yeah.
whole world grew up watching May grow up on TV and film and stuff like that, and I watched her in the booth grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her
It's very
driving
funny.
to the studio for the first time, and I was like, "Hey," like her because her
Yeah.
dad would always come with her. Shout
Wait, I'm
shout out to your dad too. Shout out to your dad.
Yeah, my dad, Jeff.
I'm having an
he's the
unplanned
man.
memory. This is an unplanned memory, so this could
Love
go very
that.
poorly. May, did you take improv like somewhere around the time you were doing this ever?
Like no, but my mom is an improv teacher.
Okay.
And she was like always teaching improv everywhere. You know who did take improv though? Wasn't it? Don't you, Jack, do something about improv?
Oh, I did all sorts. I was doing a lot of like high school and college improv.
like
and,
the
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
I have a friend who teaches, and he and I founded this comedy festival that these guys have done. We'll have to get you out to at some point, but in San Francisco. And I suddenly
I'm
had
not
this
funny, but okay.
I had this memory.
Me
I
neither.
beg
I've
to
done
differ.
I've done
I
it
beg
May,
to
a few
differ.
times, and I'm like, what am I
okay,
doing
then
up
I'm
here?
okay.
What-
Yeah.
If Dante's done it, I can do it.
He's the litmus.
I'm Dante
feel
funny.
better.
Sorry, I
great.
didn't know that was
Yeah,
the.
make me the
At
headliner.
least
No problem.
Dante funny. I'm at least bare minimum Dante funny. I couldn't remember. All of a sudden, I had this memory where I thought for a second that like someone said like, oh, and Mae Whitman was there at the improv class.
She
But
probably
maybe
was
it was your
there.
mom's. Yeah, maybe it had something to do with your mom.
It
or
might have
something,
been.
But
I mean,
again, unplanned
definitely
memory.
like been in
did
the
not-
improv
Yeah.
world. I have been. I mean, because my mom, you know, she's been in an improv group for like her whole life, basically. So I've definitely been around the zone. So you know, maybe I popped in. You know,
You might
just
have popped
to see
in,
what's
made a
going
little
on.
appearance.
I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows?
May Whitman's
You
been
never know.
everywhere. May Whitman's been
Yeah,
everywhere.
okay. Absolutely. I mean, the way you make it sound is different than how I'm imagining it, but cool.
It's true. Dante is like Dante. I have these memories that pop up every like major.
Don't have these memories.
age
Don't have these memories.
landmark, which is just Dante not being able to process the fact that I'm not 12. Like he can't He's like,
No.
again, it's the car.
The car?
It's the, like, do of your favorite.
No, also the car was like, "Are she safe to ride
The
out there? What are
car,
you doing?
but-
Where's your dad? You're here by yourself. This is crazy." And then one time,
No,
I
Mae
ran-
was not. It didn't seem safe.
I ran into
No,
her
of
at a
course.
club.
Still not.
I ran into her at a club
This
the
is
first
Dante's
time,
favorite.
and she was with her little friends.
Listen
And
to that.
I was like-
Listen to that.
Because I had been going to clubs for decades. And then
Also, I like
Did you
never
think you were
went
guys the
to
same
clubs,
age or
okay?
not?
I was
Did
like
you think you were
literally,
the guy?
I literally tapped her on the shoulder like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, "One of us has to leave." And she's like, "It's obviously you."
Get out of here, old timer.
It's one of my
It's my
favorite
club
things.
now.
And I was like, I went to my friends at my table like, "I think I gotta go."
Good for you.
And then most recently, of course,
Then
when I saw Dante and Jack at a convention and I told them that I was indeed pregnant.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Jack was so thrilled and Dante was happy, but also was like, well, he was like, you got your whole life ahead of you. You got to finish high school. You could go to college.
Like,
you could.
there's so
I was
much
like,
out
I'm
there for you,
37, Dante. He treated me like it was like Juno or
was like,
something.
yeah.
I was like, Dante.
and this is. I guess. I mean, we're talking Avatar, but this us three together. I mean, I'm also not me pregnant personally, but my wife is also pregnant. So we're in a pregnant time.
It's a pregnant
it's
time.
insane that we're doing it at the same time.
There's going to be a lot of real cute kiddos running around by this time next year. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
That's all
That's right.
I got to say.
It was very funny. And, so I hope I can continue that trend of even when I'm, in AARP, Dante's
I'm
like,
gonna,
you could still go to medical school. Like,
You
there's
got your
gonna be
whole
some-
You got your whole life.
ahead of you.
True. Jack was like, it's a geriatric pregnancy, Dante.
That's
She
the
was
above
not-
35.
I know.
Don't
my
say that
God.
word around women, Jack. Don't say that word around women at that age because they don't like that word.
They don't
at
care
all.
for that. They
That
don't
word's
care
not
for
a
that.
good word.
Luckily,
medical
it's so
term.
absurd that I find it amusing. But from anyone else, I'd be pissed.
I feel like I actually love that you guys are talking about your outside lives because you all have been working for so long since you
Yeah.
were kids, since you were actual kids, Dante, not just the pretend kid
I
you
also
think
was a
everyone
kid
is
too.
now.
I was a they
you
were
were
all
also
kids.
a kid.
We were kids.
You were
At
also a
one
kid.
point, you were a kid.
We're all kid
In
actors.
life.
You guys
You
were
were
all
all
kid
kids.
actors.
We're all
We're all
kids.
kid actors growing up.
We're all
right
But
now.
not me. Not
That's
me.
true.
kid actors.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I mean, I
Not
was.
you?
I was a kid actor at my public school in
Right.
Tucson, Arizona,
Although
playing
counts.
Snow White.
Faustino from your show.
No offense,
Faustino.
that
also
counts.
a kid
Yeah,
actor growing up.
It minorly
Huge.
counts. But all three of you, from my understanding, and just like I've watched some of you from closer up than others, but you guys all are like, you have prioritized also having lives outside of working, which I think you hear about a lot of younger actors coming up. That can be a balance that they just don't try to strike at all. It obviously depends on the adults in your
true.
life and like what they're telling you. I feel like you guys all are sitting here today as awesome as you are because from a very early age that was like still prioritized. Is that fair to say, or am I just like making that up?
Yeah, I have a lot of brothers, so yeah.
They're not gonna let you get away
They ain't
with
like
much.
nothing. I'm throwing the garbage. I'm not
There
even
you
the
go.
oldest. I'm the middle. I'm third of five, so
Yeah.
I'm right in the middle. I'm the middle of the middleist.
Yeah, I'd say so. Wouldn't you, Jack? That's the perfect way of saying it.
100%. Yeah, it's very much a family thing. I have an older sister, and my parents were we moved from Massachusetts to Southern California, but not for acting. It was like for my dad's job, and there was like and then my parents made me settle in out here and get used to it. And then they were like, you can try it a little bit, but we're not moving up to LA. We're staying in Orange County, and we're not taking you out of regular school. And it all has to kind of be like whatever fits around the edges. Like they intentionally kept it a like fun other thing that was happening, and then treated it like a job, but as a like it has to fit with normal things for your age for as long as possible was the approach.
Mae was acting since the cradle, though, right, Mae?
Truly, yeah. It's actually ridiculous. I was like 2 years old when I
It's
started.
like, how did you
That's some,
start? I'm 2.
like very funny like videos of my mom and I in the voiceover booth and me like doing like Pampers commercials and like at like LA studios. So weird
sure.
where we did American Dragon.
Of course,
like,
I love LA
just
Studios.
very like
Still stop by
very
for the
weird.
food.
Oh yeah, the kitchen is
It's the best.
top notch.
Just go in there
Yeah.
and grab a Haagen-Dazs bar whenever.
It's so
I
good.
stop by.
Also, very good is that salami. They used to make that like turkey bacon.
Those chocolate
Make
chips.
the whole.
Those
so
chocolate chip
good.
cookies that
Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
So
though.
sad.
Even though when we started the show, I did not know what we were doing. when we sat down for that table read, and I don't know, I guess you had already recorded this, Mae, because then they showed us like the beginning, and you had voiced the monologue.
I didn't know this.
And
Really?
we were all like, we all kind of got emotional. I got like chills. I was like, oh,
Sure.
that's what we're doing? This is what we're doing? And you
Oh.
already had done the voiceover of like, and then the Fire Nation, the whole monologue, and I was like, we're in now. This is what we're doing.
That is so cool. I don't remember that.
They did a thing where they took all of Nickelodeon's pilots from that year and did like a screening at a movie theater of like the crop of pilots, and seeing it in a theater, the finished product of the original pilot, not the one that became episode 1, but the original pilot we made. That was a real.
I don't remember making that one. Was I in that one?
You were in that one, yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
This is why we do this.
We're all in it.
It's really
This
cool.
is why we do this.
We rely on Jack to keep
Jack,
us
were we
on
there?
track
I have a
about stuff.
terrible memory. That's my mom remembers that one, and I'm like, oh yeah. Someone tell me if this is true. All I remember about that episode is like a big third act fight on like scaffolding. I just remember like, cool scaffolding fight. Is that real?
Who was up on a scaffolding?
No, I don't remember.
Why did they need
Aang
scaffolding?
and Zuko, maybe? There was a cool
Scaffolding?
scaffolding fight.
So it wasn't the
Bro.
fight in the snow? Scaffolding?
No, we weren't even, I don't know. There
What
was
were
scaffolding.
they building?
You're remembering
Fascinating.
I do remember the premiere party where they had all the martial arts happening in the back, like on the Nickelodeon on the lot.
Yes.
Remember that one, Jack? Mae?
Yes. I
Anyone?
remember being at a party with the martial arts demo.
100%.
Sifukisu.
In the
yeah.
beginning?
The first-
I remember the end party.
Pretty
The end
early.
party
Probably
was
at the end
lit.
of season
Remember
1.
that end
I remember the end party too.
Yeah, that was
I remember
sick.
the end party,
At
which was very
Paramount,
fun.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we would Mike
Which is
and
when
Brian.
we met Zach.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's right.
yeah.
It's so weird.
And we watched the finale. The first time we watched
Yeah, and it was
all of
so
together.
good.
All 4,
Yeah.
the final 4 episodes, yeah.
Did you have, Jack, the experience, because Mae and Dante, we've already talked about how you guys had been doing voiceover. Had you done a ton, or did you have the experience I had where Korra was one of my early voiceover jobs, and because you're using your natural voice and I'm using mine, like the first time I saw a full episode of Korra, I was like, why does she have, do I have her voice or does she have my voice? Like it felt very weird in a way that I was not expecting. I was like, I'm an actor. I can handle this. But for some reason I was like,
Yeah.
my voice no longer belongs to me. I should abandon it and have a new voice now. And then that's that voice.
I've always had a hard time listening to myself. I thought it was just like, oh, this sounds like me. It's just my voice. But when the first episode of Avatar aired, I watched it at my girlfriend's family's house with my girlfriend, her 2 younger siblings, and her parents. And none of them recognized my voice.
What?
And none of them could place which
What?
character I played.
What is that thing?
This is Appa, my flying bison.
Right. And this is Katara, my flying sister.
What?
Your voice
And,
is like the only
her
voice
7-year-old
I
sister
know.
was like, it's that one, right? And I was like, yeah, it's that one. It's the me one.
Are you no longer with this girlfriend, or is this same girlfriend?
Yeah,
It's
yes,
for,
no.
it's for the best.
This girlfriend's gone.
Yeah.
That's for the best. It's for the best.
Yeah,
I
think
was
so.
16. Yeah, that was a while
Dante,
ago.
that was
She
a
was
million
great, though.
years ago.
Yeah, lovely family. Just didn't recognize my voice. I don't hold it against them.
Like, we don't know you.
Do you want? Should we? I feel like. Do you want to ask some big questions?
Let's
and
ask
then
some questions.
just to make sure we have time for that.
Yes,
Is
of
there some
course.
juicy
I love
ones?
that.
So let's start, Mae. All of our guests on the show, we ask the 3 big questions. We'll start with the easy ones. So, in the world of Avatar,
Yeah.
what is your favorite hybrid animal?
It's the cute one. It's the little penguin that's also an otter.
Ah, yes.
The otter penguin.
Aren't they like meeny? Or there is like a
Wow.
what is it? A turtle duck? What's
Turtle
the
duck
other
is
duck?
great.
Yeah,
Turtle
we
duck
love
is
those
great.
Love those
Turtle
too.
duck.
I love an
Those
otter
are cute.
penguin.
But
They
otter
deserve more
penguins,
love. I'm glad you
They're
brought
great.
them up.
I mean, Aang likes to
Yeah.
ride them around. I don't know if that's humane.
Yeah, that was
He
a
likes
big
to
part of
sled
it.
on 'em.
Sled on them, but,
But
Yeah.
don't you guys? I mean, one of the coolest. I'm sure you've had D here, but like the coolest thing I've ever seen is D. Bradley Baker. Literally,
Yes.
them being like,
Hands
we
down.
have like a kind of a bison, giraffe.
Right.
Like what they would just say this weird stuff, and he'd be like, "Well, do you want like a North American water buffalo bison, or do you want like a South African?"
Gosh.
Like it was like, and then he would just like make these
Sounds.
sounds that
It's
like out of
unreal.
nowhere.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
Made-
the guy is insane.
There's an episode of this podcast where he's teaching me and Janet to make these sounds,
Mate, it's not good.
and it's
can't.
the worst
It's not good.
episode.
I'm so uncomfortable
We
right
sound
now.
like we're
It's-
dying.
It's horrible.
don't-
We
Of
sound like we're
course.
choking to death.
Of course.
It's not good.
I barely know what I'm doing most of the time. And so
Yeah,
Just
Dante,
imagine-
let's not take on too much.
Just imagine,
okay?
this is all you need to know. All you need to know is this. I'm Dante. I have a very sensitive gag reflex.
I do have a very sensitive gag reflex. I just can't make these noises. I'm gonna throw up on myself.
So that's what that was. That's what that was.
I can't.
Oh, it was good times.
Oh,
good
thank you
times.
for that. Wow.
Love the otter penguin. Love the turtle
Feel
duck.
great.
Love those
great.
choices.
It's great.
Listen. Oh, by the way, Jack, do you remember what you said when we had you on season 1 when we talked to you
don't.
about? Let me give you a clue.
don't.
I don't
Momo?
know if
Did I
you
say Momo?
I think all you said was what kind are good to eat.
Yeah.
It was a very Sokka
Well,
answer.
deliciousness
juice.
wise,
Lamb juice.
Lamb.
I think a turtle duck is probably the correct answer. Just
It's like a
deliciousness
quail,
wise.
I hate you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
A little turtle soup, but with
Peking duck.
like a nice duck breast.
Yeah.
I mean,
Peking duck.
Why did
Yeah.
this is my fault. I brought this back up. Why did I do that?
asked
You've
me
done
to
this.
I did
relive
this.
this bit.
Ew, I hate myself.
Care for some meat? Would I?
Let's get into some light, mild, friendly, loving controversy in the shipping
scared.
verse, the
Yes.
shipping
This
sphere.
This is where the angry mob
That's
comes
right.
to the gate.
Yeah.
And they've
I
got the
feel like we
pitchfork.
fostered a lot of love and acceptance
I
for
mean,
all ships.
I love all
by
ships.
doing
Yeah.
this show.
Is there any
so
particular
there's no wrong
ship?
answer.
Yeah, but is there any particular ships that you're
Dante
leaning
cutting
towards?
right through.
Man.
Look, here's the answer I've come up with that I feel pretty good about.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
I feel pretty good about this. Look, just like Jack is no longer with his high school girlfriend, who's great, no hard feelings, I think it's like, for me, I think it's almost like Zuko is like a perfect, like, early boyfriend. You're working it out, you're going through, there's fighting, there's ups and downs, it's emotional, it's very intense. You'll never forget them, but then, maybe like after a while they amicably uncouple, like Gwyneth and
Consciously-
Chris Martin
consciously
and
uncouple.
consciously uncouple, and they're like, and then Katara's like, I'm tired, I just want a nice soothing Netflix watch or whatever we're watching at home, and and then Aang's there, and it's
There
like,
you
I
go.
feel like it's like, she can, why not have it all,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that could work.
The internet explodes. Mae Whitman calls Aang bland. Mae Whitman calls the character of Aang boring.
Healthy is good.
That's a very-
it's like
That's a
Gilmore
very
Girls,
very no answer, huh?
That's a
I thought it was a great
And
answer.
I stay alive.
I
and
think it's a
everybody
great
wins.
answer.
for a reason.
For a season.
Yeah.
He's
He's
just desperate. He wants me to say Zutara
true.
because one time on
I
the
know.
internet I casually tossed off what I thought was a perfectly funny and normal casual response of saying every week is Zutara week, baby, because I was like, it's funny. And like now it's like I'm truly like getting escorted to the prison every other week by people. It's like truly so
No,
gnarly.
I think I know it's true. I've already been the captain of the ship, so I'm in trouble. But I also say, this is the deal. Like Mae's, I love Mae, and we have history with Jake and Rose, so it's intergalactic.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's
You
a,
can't
people
keep
love that
Multiverse.
kind
It's
of
multiverse.
You can't.
It's,
It's multiverse.
It's a multiverse.
In some verse,
Yeah.
it's happening.
In some
You know what
verse,
I'm
it's
saying?
happening.
That's a great answer
But, like-
too.
And
Boy, the
there's dragons
multiverse has
involved.
helped us
And
all.
there's-
The multiverse
multiverse
has
is
saved
great.
us all many times
It's
over.
an easy out. We love an
It's a
easy
perfect out. Jack, do you remember what you said? Do you remember what you said? You also tried as hard as you could to skirt everything.
Yeah,
and
Why
I
don't
think
you just
Okay,
get
perfect.
political,
'Cause you have
Jack?
Suki,
Come on.
you have
he
UA.
rattled
Take a
off
stand.
every Sokka
Yeah.
ship that's ever been and said, "I love
And
this
hey,
one. I
for a
love that
reason,
one, I
for a
love that."
season.
Joe, you at the end of the day, is it Suki or Yue with Sokka? What are we doing? Final.
you're good.
Once
I
and
mean,
for
at
all.
the end of the day, it's UA because she's literally the moon.
Oh
so
my
at the
God,
I
end
agree.
of the day.
But she's also
Oh,
not with
Okay. Okay. How do I exit call? So I leave on
Well,
a, where's the
that
leave
took
on
me a
high
while
note
to
button?
get. That
Leave
took me a
on
while. I was like, why are you
high
guys on
note.
Yeah,
Okay.
you skirted it well.
Well, then we gotta get to the final question.
Wait, Janet, what do you think?
You know what?
What do
you
you think?
gave the best answer so far, Mae. I believe in
Thank you.
Zutara.
Forever.
I don't believe in Zutara
Five
forever. I don't believe in it forever.
There it is. Right. And it's okay. Like,
Zutara
that love
for
can
the-
who
Yeah, of course.
They don't have to stay in a relationship.
got away.
You'll always
Yeah.
appreciate
the one
sure,
who got away.
whatever you
Yep.
need to tell yourself at night. I agree 100% with you.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
We're in trouble.
Okay.
This podcast is out of just the wheels have rolled
big
off.
trouble.
The best.
Now, Mae, let's just get
Yeah.
to it. In the Avatarverse, if you were a bender, what kind of bender would you be? We know what
There's
Katara is,
just-
but what are you, Mae Whitman?
It can
There's
be
no
different.
other option than water. Water is my favorite thing. I don't care. Even if I wasn't water, I would be water.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love water. I'm in the, told you already, I'm floating in the pool, pregnant
true.
as hell. Heck.
8 hours a
for
day.
8 hours a day. Just water,
Do we
drinking
have,
it.
do we have
floating
any
in it.
thoughts of Katara? How she was like such a goody two shoe and said all these great. She's always talking about great things. She's like she's pontificating constantly about positivity.
If I may jump in for a second, one of my favorite things Dante says is goody two shoe. He does not make it plural.
Also, goody. I'm like, that's
goody
not where
part
the
is-
plural is.
Goody good. That's where the
Like,
plural ends
just
up.
the one goody,
Goody,
and then it's
two
gonna be
shoes.
two
what is it
shoes.
supposed to be?
Goody two shoes.
Goody two shoes. A goody
Goody
two shoes.
two shoe is really special. Thank you for that.
Anyway, just needed to quickly
It's
touch
two
on
shoes.
that.
Goody.
He's like, the two goodies represent the two shoes, so I don't
Represent-
have to say two
That
shoes.
pluralizes it.
You heard right. You heard
It's
right.
implied. It's implied.
Now, so what's happening? You're insulting Katara's.
I'm not insulting. I'm just
She's
saying.
pontificating.
She's
You
pontificating.
use
She's
this
like
word.
she has like these. Like, do you remember all these monologues? These are just a
Yeah,
monologue.
She
she's a
has
genius.
inspiring speeches that
Yeah,
have
she's
helped
wise.
real life young people stand up for themselves.
Also, all your characters would have been floating on an ice cap for
Right,
like
that's true.
10 seasons without Katara. Like, let us
Objectively
not.
true.
yeah,
Yes.
That's
objectively
true. That's true. That's true.
But what were you going
I
to
don't
try
know.
to get me to say about it?
I don't know. I'm just saying when we look, I've broken down Katara a lot through this podcast.
He's like, I just wanted to use the word pontificate.
I want to say
don't
goody
know.
goody two shoes.
Yeah, Katara is the best. I mean, she's so smart. And again, this is like one of the, bringing it back to one of your points, Janet, of like getting to play these characters that are like, they're layered. And I feel like that's not always been a thing, especially with like women, where we don't get to always have different like layers and be super complicated and have, be like these multidimensional characters. And so I feel like she's such a good one because she's so strong and she's so smart, but she's also really funny and she's goofy and like silly. And I don't know. I love that there's all these different shades to her.
Agree.
I agree too. I agree also. Goody goody
I would
two
hope that
shoes.
you would.
Bend your blood one time. If
You have to do
Blood
it to
bending.
learn not to.
She had to
The
do
blood-
it to stop
I had-
Hama.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't come at me,
had
Jack.
to
You
stop
don't know what it's
One
like
time, I
to
said.
have
I'm
such
defending
Blood bending,
you.
it's fine.
power. It's a great responsibility.
Also, eventually, I'm sure she would have evolved to like blood bend, but only to like prevent a heart attack, right? I
Only
think
for
there's
sure.
still you could find
Modern
some uses
medicine.
of blood
You're right.
bending.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
That comes up a lot.
Like,
There are a
get
lot
that
of folks that
flowing.
we talk to, especially out and
Yeah.
about doing panels and stuff, who make really good arguments for bloodbending as
sure.
a positive
It's
thing
true.
instead of just like
And
you're
think about-
puppeteering someone.
All these doctors are blood bending
Yeah.
and they're wearing blue scrubs.
He actually just did this to me. Blue scrubs.
Please.
Look down at my blue. Look back up. Look down at my blue. Look back up. Down at the blue. Back
He's
up.
trying to make
Message
sense of it.
received.
I'm
Give
just
him a minute.
saying, they're doctors.
You know these aren't scrubs,
Those-
right?
I know those aren't scrubs.
I'm
He's
not
like,
going to
"Did
operate
you just
on you.
come from your shift? I'm
What
sorry.
are
I just now I'm thinking like all surgeons are are all water benders / blood benders. Like it just made in my mind like they're wearing the blue scrubs and like the water tribe is all over.
No,
the
you're right.
hospitals.
I've seen some pink scrubs.
That's true.
I've seen some pink
Oh, yeah.
scrubs
There's
out
all
there.
kinds of scrubs.
There's like
It's not-
Ty Lee. Ty Lee is
Ty
out
Lee,
there
yeah, it's true.
wearing
Yeah.
scrubs. And
She
Ty-
does the
Ty-
chi bending. There's
chi
some
bending.
nurse.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
helping
healing.
out.
Could be healing.
Absolutely.
Do we know the
Absolutely.
mechanics of water tribe healing? Do we know that that's not fundamentally similar
don't
to
know
blood
that.
bending? Do they,
You
they
just,
don't really
we
get
don't
into
know
that,
just
but they
blew
do.
my mind right
You
now.
can heal with.
We don't know.
It is. It
I
might
don't
just
think
literally be
we've
that,
ever
right?
talked about that. I don't think anyone on the show in over 100+ episodes
Years.
have we ever talked
know. New
about healing already. Just the practice of healing as it is. Why is that not bloodbending somehow?
Yes,
And
I think
perhaps-
that's very smart. And also
my God.
maybe like the philosophy of bloodbending is where the problem starts. It's like,
Right.
oh, when you're using it in the dark, it's like
To
it's like-
control.
Yeah, there's like there's a dark side and a light side
Right,
to all
of
things.
course.
It's about how
Yes.
you use
Yeah,
it.
of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? So like you don't
There's
use
a lot
it to
of
be
water
like,
tribe energy right now in this panel.
yeah, you can't be like blood bending your crush to come over.
No.
I mean,
No. But if
No.
you
Wouldn't.
blood bend
You
like a
shouldn't.
cyclist so that they can cycle further, that's
That's Armstrong.
well, not if
you
it's
know,
like cheating.
legal blood doping.
Not if. Listen, we're gonna have to come up with like the ethics of blood bending,
Yes,
like
we're
a
gonna have
manual
to.
or something. You know.
Yeah.
You guys, this has been
It's been
a
wild.
tremendous joy.
Amazing.
We're gonna need a part
Everybody's
this
been waiting
reunion.
for Mae Whitman to get on
I
this
know.
podcast, and this is what happened.
This is
it
what
was
we give
worth the
them?
wait. No, it was
Tragic.
worth
That was
the
great.
wait.
Yeah, then
Jack
I
De
come
Sena.
on and talk over her, and we knew.
That's family, baby.
No, it's
That's
a
just
lot
family.
of
That's just family.
Wouldn't
good
have it any
times.
other way.
Yeah.
so amazing. Thank you guys for joining us, having this Water Tribe episode mini
Yeah.
reunion on Braving the Elements.
We're winding up the whole season, so it's lovely. And we had, by the way, a whole episode where I for some reason I caved and gave Dante an episode where I wrote a whole like, oh, the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Fire Nation.
'Cause it's
There's
good folk,
people
good
in the
people,
Fire
good
Nation.
folks in the Fire
Let's
Nation.
celebrate the Fire Nation. So
Only
it's
when
nice
we
to
pretended to
have-
be in the Fire Nation,
That's a good
Were
point.
there good people in the very
all the good people are
There's a lot
Wang
of-
Fire, Sapphire Fire.
Well, come on. What about Uncle Iroh?
I
Uncle
know.
Iroh's
Okay.
great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Uncle Iroh's great.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
We got some.
But I
We
hear
got some
you,
good
it's
people
tough.
in the Fire
Good
Nation.
folks
You
in
gotta
Fire
give
Nation.
him. You gotta give him something.
It's
every now and
wonderful.
then.
No,
You gotta toss
absolutely.
him something.
You gotta
And
toss
of
him
course,
something.
the Water Tribe is
Got some great people in the Water Tribe.
Whenever I ask
That's
people that,
correct.
who do you think, they say I'm Water Tribe, I say, you must be a good person then.
How
That's right.
lovely.
There you go. Except
But
unless you're Paco
everybody's-
or Hama.
But to Mae's point, we all get to be
Yeah.
layered and complicated and
Right.
human.
That's right.
And
Deep emotions.
you know,
Deep,
Dante.
deep.
There are bad people in the Water Tribe too. Yeah.
Yeah, Paco's. I don't know.
give me one besides Hama.
Shoot.
Hama's friend.
Hama. Paco.
Hama's dad.
Who was the guy Yue was dating? He seemed nice.
yeah, he's kinda
I
nice.
just hated him.
Yeah.
He seemed
Yeah.
perfectly
Just-
fine.
I don't know if
hated
he
him
was
because
that
it was a
cool.
whole.
Emotional issue.
He was
No,
a
I
fool of
don't
himself. He had,
He was
he had a lot
pompous.
of Fire Nation in him
Yeah.
for a Water Tribe guy.
Well, and Paku.
It is forbidden for women to learn waterbending.
Paku was like, I don't
Paku's
want to.
a
I don't
punk.
want to.
Who was that guy, Jet?
That's your homie.
Jet was-
Shout
Jet
out
is
to
a
Jet.
He was my-
non-bender.
Shout out to Jet.
Non-bender, yeah.
He's not a bender.
No,
He's
but
just
Not a
hot.
bender.
No, and
Just
we're
hot.
in the Earth Kingdom at the time.
And
He
Jet's
was hot.
one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
Hot guy. Questionable motives.
He was hot.
We don't
Questionable
know.
motives. Had his little straw in
Well,
his mouth.
Shout out to Crawford.
Sure.
Kind of a terrorist, sure,
Yeah.
but
We don't know.
Well,
We don't know.
Misunderstood, but hot.
This is
my
actually you
favorite.
have now redeemed yourself. Anything that Dante didn't get you to
I
say
love it
that he
now.
wanted to, the fact that you're defending Jet right now, you have no idea, Mae. He brings up Jet almost as much as he brings up all
Jet's
the
my
other stuff he
favorite.
brings up all the time.
Jet's my guy.
You like Jet.
Jet's the
He's
homie.
like a baddie two shoe. He's a
Yes,
baddie
there's always
one
another
shoulder
side.
patty.
It's the one
There's
shoulder
always
patty.
another
with the
side and
piece
another
of barley
shoe.
coming up in the mouth all the time. No, Jet's cool. Jet's cool.
Yeah.
I hope there's some spin-offs in the new series with Jet.
Again,
See what
he is
Jet's
not
done.
alive. I'm
not.
telling you
and
right now.
Smeller Bee, more Smeller Bee.
More
He
Smeller
is
Bee.
not alive.
You guys, it's so fun hanging out with
Yeah.
you guys.
This was awesome.
I miss
Let's do
both
it
of
again
you.
sometime.
Let's do it again sometime.
I love you.
do it.
No, we have to.
Yeah, invite us over. Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
We'll have a
We'll
pregnant,
float in a
pregnant
pool.
party.
Let's all float in a pool.
Have
It'll
a
be very
pregnant
fun.
party.
Water Tribe.
Love you
I'll roll
guys.
myself over
Water
there.
Water
Tribe.
Tribe.
Love
Water
you.
Tribe.
Water Tribe
Thanks,
forever.
everybody.
And can save the world.
Did you know you can hear bonus episodes of our award-winning podcast?
Subscribe to Avatar Braving the Elements Premium on Apple Podcasts for early access, exclusive content, and ad-free episodes.
I'm so excited!